Hey everyone. So tonight's stream, we are going to be building more upon our DirectAuth example that I started last time. The idea is, how can we make it as easy and seamless as absolutely possible to get a user into our application and using it and buying Ethereum and buying DAI and whatever directly. And yeah, we believe that that's absolutely pivotally important to growing wildcards and actually any of our other projects like DAO or anything like that. So without further ado, I'm going to open the repo. I haven't looked at it since last time, so there's absolutely zero new code. I'm probably going to spend some time refactoring it because if you remember last time, I had a guest and we did almost all of it in JavaScript. And don't get me wrong, I love JavaScript. I still appreciate that I learned so much from JavaScript, and a lot of my early years as a developer, I wrote JavaScript. But when you're trying to build something that's production ready, maintainable, that you can have a bigger team work on, that you can forget about for 3 months and then work on it again and not be super confused. And that's why I use Reason. So yeah, I'm going to be converting that code, more of it into Reason, and removing quite a bit of the JavaScript. So that could be interesting. I'm going to keep the stream rather short today. I've had a really long day, and I need to not overwork myself. So probably half an hour, but last time I said that I went over and did like an hour anyway. So yeah, let's see. So sharing my screen. Okay. Cool. So here it is. Last time we didn't even get a chance to do anything with the auth hook or with Hasura. And I don't even know if we'll get a chance this time. Wow, I haven't even created a GitHub repo for this yet. Or have I? No. That's crazy. So I'm going to do new file.get ignore. Well, actually, I don't need node modules here. Just delete that. Get status. Okay, I do have a Git repo here, but I, for some reason, committed the git add. So here's a nice little trick. You can do git commit amend, right? And what this does is it doesn't make a new commit. It pushes the changes of your currently stashed changes into your old commit. See, so initial example, yeah, I co-authored, yeah, I've only done one commit on this repo. So let's do that. Git tree, we can see, yep. So I'm initialized the project that was just create React app. And this is what's on GitHub now. So I'm going to have to do a force push. Push -F for force. Cool. Let's go into UI. Let's open up the code. Like I say, I haven't looked at this at all since last time. So yeah, all of this, way too much JavaScript. Way too much JavaScript. Okay, there was a really nice cheat sheet. Ooh, GitHub. Yawaraman. It's this guy who made the reference sheet. He's really cool. Very interesting guy. Check out some of his stuff. I actually haven't read his book, but he's written a book about called Type-Driven Development with Reason, and yeah, it's excellent. Here it is. No, it's not that. Yeah, VicalScript Cookbook. Let's open that, and we'll use this as a guide. So we need to do new. I kind of know all of this already, but it's good to go over it. So BS new. Here we go. So what I'm going to do is make a new file called DirectAuth.reason, and I'm actually just gonna copy all of this. Okay, not all of that, just this, and put it here in a comment. There you go. I'm in this weird stage where I'm half using Vim bindings and half using traditional bindings. And yeah, it's confusing me. But anyway, Vim's awesome. I'm really enjoying learning that. So type T. So in Reason, typically you give your types the name T. It's just how you do it. So when I use the type for a DirectAuth object, I'm going to say DirectAuth.t. And to create a DirectAuth object, we let's see. Let's bs.new. I guess I have to do a scope at bs.scope, and the scope is this. And this is default. Whenever you just have it like this, that's default. So this thing takes in this object. Type constructor params equals, and then that, and then it's a string bool. String. Right. And now we pass this in constructor params. And right now we actually should just test that this is working. So I'm going to run the compiler. Yarn, did I set it up to work with yarn dev? I think so, yes. Cool. Anyway, so over here we're going to say let DA for DirectAuth equal make, and then no, it's not in my there we go, and that should work. Let's see. Go to the JavaScript. Okay, so that's wrong. I think It's put bs.module. I think that's the syntax. Yep, so I'm importing that. Taurus direct web SDK dot default and passing this in. Cool. So the next thing we need to do, so that's this done. Cool. Then we need to I guess this is a promise because we've got await. And I don't remember what skip SW means. Taurus, get, DirectAuth, here we go. Let's take a quick look. Just checking the time. Let's see. Oops. Skip S. What is it? Skip? Okay, I have no idea what that means. Skip SW. Man, I wish people just gave things good names for variables like oh, service worker. Come on. Jeez. If I didn't have any extra context, like it's so easy to just write the word service worker. I mean, yeah, anyway, says me who has problems with his hands because he types too much. But, you know, readability is important. Type init params. And over here, we're going to say skip service worker equals is a bool, right? And more than that, we're going to actually use this. And here we can do bs.send. So we, on this argument, we're sending this like parameter. I've actually done setups like this with using records, and it actually works well. But because of the currying, you have to put dots when you call the function. So that's why I'm going to use the sort of more common method. So it's bs.send external. I'm pretty sure you have to use the external keyword, and this is init. And this equals a function that takes in a DirectAuth object and a init params and returns, what is it? What does it return? A js.promise.t of unit, right? We don't need to do anything with the result. We just have to wait. And then we say this equals init. And obviously, I've got a syntax error. There we go. Yeah, I think that's all we need. And now, okay, well, since we have this function, right? Let's create this function in Reason. Let's create Taurus SDK equal takes in no arguments. It should take in arguments in the future for sure. It should take in this config. But yeah, for now, we don't need that. Let's throw this up here. Cool. and it's make, and this needs to be a normal string. Cool. And does that return a promise? No, this isn't a promise. That's synchronous. This, on the other hand, is a promise. So we're gonna say so we want to wait for this, but return the SDK, right? I don't think yeah, so we're going to have to use normal JavaScript promises. I do normally have some more helper functions, but that's totally fine. So we're going to say, let Taurus instance equal make, and then we are going to say init, what did I call it? Yeah, init Taurus instance init. So so the first argument is the Taurus instance, second is the init params, which is skip service worker. I think I did it false. Don't fully understand why we need that, but hey, we need it. js.promise then I wish JS promises in reason followed the convention where it's pipe first, but anyway, it's not. So we'll make it go to the second argument by putting this underscore. So for reference, the second argument is the promise, and this is a promise. Cool. So, and yeah, this function, this returns a promise with a unit inside it. And over here, we are going to put the Taurus instance and resolve it, right? So we're going to say js.promise.resolve. And boom, it's all happy. So we are very close to being able to delete some JavaScript. Isn't that fantastic? I don't think we're going to get around to it today, but I did spend some time setting up a, what do they call it? Passwordless login. So basically, you might have done it before, but where you put in your email and it sends you an email that contains a 6-letter code. It's different to two-factor authentication because it's single-factor, but yeah, that's how it works, and it's pretty convenient in my opinion. You don't have to remember passwords, and you aren't worried about databases that contain your password getting hacked and reusing passwords. Anyway, you should be using a password manager if you're listening to this. Definitely use a password manager. Okay. So I've already got this type Taurus SDK. That's going. That's gone. Oh, wait. Is it compiling? Yeah. In reason, you always make sure your code compiles. Never work without making your code compile first. So I'm going to make it not compile, but only temporarily. So, okay, let's do this. DirectAuth.t and 33 DirectAuth.t. Great. Yeah, this is some really ugly JavaScript that we have to get rid of. Besides that, yeah, not that much JavaScript. Not that much. So get Taurus. We are going to use our own function there. So where's get Taurus? Where were you even calling that function? Line 70. Thank you, compiler. DirectAuth dot create Taurus SDK, and that returns a promise, and everything still compiles. Wonderful. Okay. The next thing we need to do is, what is this? Trigger login. Okay. Let's copy that across. I think this will, let's actually copy this whole thing. This will be very easy. We just have to do almost the same thing that we did above. Right? So let's just copy, comment this out. And it is trigger login. And we say at bs.send, like we did over here. External, and it's unhappy. What is this Taurus login object? Ooh. I'm gonna make this a type over here and call it user info. Ooh, there's lots of types that I need. Okay. And because it's in this module, I'm just going to call it user info and login objects. And login object. Why is it unhappy? Oh, that's why. That is exactly why. And I do need brackets here because I need to grab this. Yeah, let's put it over here. Type login params and string. I should be using them. String. I should be using them, but I can't get it to work. See, it's all there. Ah. I forget how to type every now and again. Ignore me. Cool. Login params. DirectAuth. Okay, it has a self-referential cycle. Yeah. We'll remove these weird cycles for sure. Second argument is login params. Okay. Doors login. Okay, that's an app. But now we can use this, right? We've already created this. Boom. And over here. That's what I wanted. Okay, so we need DirectAuth dot. We're not going to call the Taurus login, right? Let's call the trigger login. I mean, that's what the original library is, so we don't have to confuse anyone. Okay, the compiler's unhappy. I know. Field public address can't be found. Okay, what we can do is just open the scope of DirectAuth around this whole thing. I thought we could do that. I mean, I think we still can. Login. Of course. The first argument has to be the login object. Taurus object. Boom. Cool. Did you guys notice that I wrote all this code without going into the browser once? That's that's really a nice experience. I like it. I don't particularly enjoy digging here and looking at red errors and working out why it's not working, etc., etc. So yeah, I'm super happy that we don't have to do that. Google login. And how's that? It's going to work first time. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, no, it didn't work. I was getting confident too fast. Oh, it did work. It did work. Here's my public key. What? Yeah. Guys, I know this. I normally do much longer streams, and I haven't done that much. But I'm gonna just clean up this code and kind of call it a night. We can talk through a few things. Or maybe, okay, let's add message signing. Yeah, okay, fine. Let's add one more little feature, and besides that, we're definitely calling it a night. Git ignore. We need to put. I don't want these all going in GitHub, right? So I'm gonna let's go back. Star.bs.js. I've seen a lot of projects that do commit these, but I think it's not really good practice. Even though I see I've totally done that. So let's rectify that. Git rm app. I think this works. No matches. That's a lie. Maybe I need to do this. So when you do 2 stars, it means any subdirectory, 1 or 2 or 3 layers deep, it doesn't matter. Boom, boom, boom. What the hell does that error mean? Okay. cd source. Get rm direct. Yeah, it's, I guess, but that's not what I wanted. Oh, it's not in Git yet. Anyway, index.ps.js. Autocomplete's not working, but that's fine. And now if I make a change, it'll regenerate them. Boom. But they're not in Git. Yep, they're not in Git. And I don't want to ever commit yarn debug. Why am I getting those? Debug.log. What? LSP. I thought I deleted this. Isn't that what I did at the beginning of the stream? What's happening? Okay. Cool. Cool, guys. So what I wanted to do, I think it's called Truffle Private Key Provider, this one. Let's install this. So just for a reminder, I'm never going to put ETH on this wallet, ever. And I need to see why it's not building. Okay, let's just reload this. But I do have access to the private key, which I'm going to show everyone on the internet, which is fun. And then I've done Ethereum signature stuff quite a few times in different situations. I've done it both with Ethers.js and with web3.js. But I think the most recent and fresh example is with Ethers.js. So I'm going to go to contracts. It's on the tweaks and fixes branch, which is a massive branch that we haven't merged into master because I'm only merging it in when we go live, and I really need to clean up. Wow, I've got 40 branches. That's nuts. Okay. It's in the contract. No, it's not. Yeah, it's in the tests. I think it's in the helpers. Here it is. So to call this function, we have to do the signature. So this code basically allows you to, create an Ethereum signature. Okay, I'm using web3. I was using this ETH util thing, but I commented it out. It's for the, okay, so that's for the opposite. That's for the decode, right? EC recover is turning the signature back into an Ethereum address to verify which user it is. So this code that's commented out, we're going to be using this code in our Hasura actions. Okay. So yeah, definitely we need to install this. Oops. I do feel a tiny bit nervous doing all of this, but I guess there's no other way. Either either your application is super secure and it's impossible for anyone to ever do anything with it, and you have like hardware wallets and stuff for your users, and it takes them 20 minutes to log in and whatever, and nothing, yeah, it's bulletproof. Or you let down your guard a little bit, but you have thousands of users because it's easy to use, and you warn them and say, hey, we don't recommend you use more than $100 or whatever using this method. That's kind of the approach we're going with. So if a user starts using wildcards on one of these addresses with like many thousands of dollars, we are definitely going to warn them and say, hey, like, we don't think it's insecure, but we can't guarantee anything. Like your private key is in the browser. And if there was malicious code or if there was anything, who knows? Like, we can't prevent some types of attacks. And hopefully then they'll move to something more secure. That's taking really long to install. Not sure why. I should have installed web3 at the same time. Anyway, let's just get our act together. I do want this ETH util thing. Okay, so I want web3. I don't know if the library is just called web3 or web3.js. npm web3 Ethereum. That'll tell me. And then what is Ethereum? This one. Ooh. Come on, let me select it. There we go. There we go. Okay, it's called Web3. Perfect. Web3 Plus. I have no idea what that is. Yeah, that looks very much correct. And I'm concerned that this is taking so long to install. Very concerned. Okay, so some pseudocode, right? And I might do this in JavaScript. I know I just worked really hard to remove the JavaScript, but I'm going to be copying in JavaScript from somewhere else, and we don't want to spend the rest of the time, yeah, going over that. Sign init private key and sign example, and oof, what the hell? Electron. Did you see that? It's gone now, but what? What the hell? What's in this library? I think they had Electron as a dependency. That's really crazy. Oh shoot. Yarn. Sorry, I don't know why. Let's add the bsb.lock file also. We don't want that going to Git. Git rm bsb.lock. Okay, cool. Sorry guys, I don't know why I was using. So we want web3, and we want truffle something provider, private key provider. Okay. So we're going to put the private key that we are going to get over here into truffle. We need it to compile. No such. What is going on? Oh, I deleted the node modules. Okay, guys, it's obviously not my day. So, step one, get take in private key, create an Ethereum provider with the private key and Infura. I think we've got a Infura key that's public in this repo, which isn't great, but it's convenient for not in here. No, not in here. But in here. Okay, and we'll I think we connecting to Rinkeby. Let's think. Does Taurus not set the provider for you? So you've got the private key and then the provider, but then why were we specifying? Why are we doing this? That's a good question. So we have a Taurus instance. Okay, I'm going to look through their docs very quickly. Okay, well that's not promising. Okay, so let me explain what's confusing me. Why do we have to specify the network if we're going to use our own provider and we're just going to use the private key directly? That's a mystery for me, unfortunately. Anyway, let's not get blocked by this. Let's just copy this, put it in this file. That looks fine. Remember, I need this. That's starting to look promising. The private key we're going to pass in to the function. Cool. So we're going to say const example code equals private key goes to creating the provider, and then we say okay, so this is for Rinkeby. You see, this is weird. Like I was saying Ropsten over here. You know, like why am I saying Ropsten here and I'm using Rinkeby? I don't know. I think there's maybe something weird that I don't understand, and I'll find out hopefully next time. Then let's see let's see if they've got it in their docs. No. Almost no docs. Let's see. Okay, let's see if there's a simple example. Aha. And we are just going to put in the provider. And we do need to import. Yeah, we don't need to do that. We can use, we are doing UI stuff, so we can say import, but this works. And how are we doing for time? Decently, but let's try and get things moving. Then let's do a query. Yeah, let's use this eth.accounts. Not create. No. Well, we do want to use this sign. Is it eth.personal? Trying to remember some simple commands that we can use. Ah, this is what I want. This is what I want. Right. I didn't know this used the callback, but I guess, yeah. So it's got this callback and it'll print out the public key associated with this private key, hopefully. Hopefully. So let's go to app. We'll say module logged in page equals react.component let make equal, and we'll take in the private key over here. And we will, well, let's actually just copy this. And I'm actually, okay, well, we'll use the logged in. Okay, so for now we'll just use the public key because that's available. That's this, but I'll change this to private key. Yeah, fine. Ooh, this is dangerous. Never print private keys to your screen on live streams. Okay, that's not my private key actually. This will be my public key. Log in with Google. This is something that I find a little bit annoying, but I guess it is for security, so it does make sense. It does make sense. But I have to log in every time. It doesn't store my login. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. I need to have a loader. Cool. So no changes. Let's make this a tuple. Oop, not there. Okay. Over here. So public, yeah. login obj dot private key. Unclosed. I do need an extra bracket. And I think it's quite nice to put your ETH address, so let's do it. ETH address, ETH address. Let's see what that looks like. Log in with Google. Log in. Cool. So that's my private key. All good, all good. So we need to now run that code. Okay, let's do it super hacky style. Raw. Now we're just gonna put completely whatever JavaScript in here we want. From what I remember, this does need to be a function or return something. But okay, let's see if it gives us errors. Require dot init private key, and I don't know why I put two A's there. Sign example JS. And I need this to be export const example okay. Unclosed. Yeah, like I thought. I think this needs to be a function. That's fine. That's totally acceptable. New line. There we go. So that works. So now we say lib. Well, we just call lib with priv key. Okay, and then we say let's test func equal this thing. Test func I think it does need square brackets. I don't know why it got removed. Yeah. Inspect element. Let's see what this says. Ha, 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 ha. Yes. Yeah, baby. That is my key, right? And this, ladies and gentlemen, comes from this function. I should have... yeah, well, I guess you guys believe me. Yeah, I didn't get around to doing the signature thing, unfortunately, but I think let's call this a day. Oh, cool. Nazri, you in Spain. That's awesome. Let me show everyone. That's a really cool effect, right? Nazri, if you're still there, say something new. I'll share it on the internet quick before I say goodbye. And there's actually a 10-second delay, so yeah. Nazri, you should come backstage with me. It's really fun. Okay, guys. I don't know if Nazri is gonna respond. Um, but it's really been fun, and stay safe and see you next time.